That breaking news we've been following, we've got it officially on the record from the Santa Fe District Attorney. Actor Alec Baldwin is being charged with involuntary manslaughter in the tragic, deadly shooting on the Rust movie set.
Also the armorer as well. Newsmax correspondent Christina Thompson live in our New York newsroom with the breaking news. Christina.
Right. The New Mexico District Attorney just made the announcement a few moments ago. And as Sean just said, Alec Baldwin is not the only person being charged with this tragic, fatal incident. Also, his armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, is being charged with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. We're also seeing that the assistant director, David Halls, he signed a plea agreement for a charge of negligent use of a deadly weapon. No charges were filed specifically for that non-fatal second shooting on the set of Rust, where director Joel Souza was hit with a bullet as well. Now, the incident that happened in which actor Alec Baldwin was holding the gun, it resulted in live rounds of bullets being fired and the death of film cinematographer Halyna Hutchins. A medical examiner ruled the cause of her death was gunshot wound of the chest. The report listed the manner of death as accident, but in the aftermath, Baldwin casted a lot of the blame on Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, who served as the armorer and the props assistant on the film, and assistant director Dave Halls. So those are the other 2 names of people who were listed in these charges that will be handed down. Halls was actually the one who handed actor Alec Baldwin the loaded gun. Baldwin maintains that while the gun was in his hands, he never actually pulled the trigger. An FBI forensic report said that the gun could not be fired during FBI functioning testing without pulling that trigger while the gun was cocked. Still, the report also did note that the gun eventually did malfunction during testing. It went off in the cocked position without anyone pulling the trigger. But we are keeping an eye on this, as we know these charges are being filed. They're going to be handed down by the district attorney's office there in New Mexico.
All right, Christina Thompson joining us live in the New York newsroom with the breaking news on Alec Baldwin, again, to be charged there by the district attorney with involuntary manslaughter, also the armorer as well. Christina, thank you. Major news here. This is something that's been going on for more than a year now, the death of Halyna Hutchins. We told you about the civil suit that was already settled outside of court, according to the Associated Press, with Baldwin and Hutchins' family. But in terms of the criminal charges, this has just come to light. Again, the DA there putting this out on the Facebook page. That is District Attorney Mary Kamek-Adowies announcing that. New Mexico, you will face, really any state, but the big deal out of this is there is potential jail time, potentially 18 months, maybe shorter, maybe longer. Doesn't mean that that's what he's going to get. Obviously, this comes down to the processes. But to hear from his attorney, obviously, that will come forward. He will clearly have a defense against this. He has given public interviews. He has not been shy with the public after this. You would assume someone was advising him at the time, and no one stopped him from going out into the public to take this, again, head on. He has been very candid, and even when Christina in her report talking about how he said he did not pull the trigger, he pulled the hammer on the gun, the revolver, back, but again, stating he did not pull the trigger. But here we are today with that breaking news.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, this whole case has raised the questions about safety on film sets, and of course, always double checking and making sure that if you're using prop guns, they would not be loaded with live ammunition.
Yeah, I did want to point this out too in the DA and the district attorney, and typically when a state brings charges on, they believe they have a case. They're not going to push forward with charges, involuntary manslaughter, if they think they cannot prove it. So that is a whole other tale as well, what they're going to bring forward, their evidence, their discovery over. Remember, they've had more than almost 350 days or more than 400 days on this.
There were witnesses
who
could talk about the set, what the safety protocols had been. Again, just looking back at this footage, it reminds you of the coverage that led up to this moment.
Yeah, how the actor how Baldwin handled the gun on set. Was he using safety protocols that were in place at that time? There are union workers, obviously SAG and others, the Directors Guild as well. So the next step is, again, hearing from the representatives from Alec Baldwin. Or does Alec come out, or did Baldwin come out himself and speak on behalf of this after the DA made that announcement? Either way, potential jail time, that could be one of the punishments there. Major news. Again, Alec Baldwin, famed actor, charged with involuntary manslaughter for the death of Halyna Hutchins on the set of Rust.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. Your retirement funds are being threatened with even more losses from record inflation, recession, and skyrocketing interest rates. Fortunately, the highly trained specialists at American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. If you call them right now as a special offer, they will give you a free gold coin on your first qualifying order, so don't wait. Call 866-935-4309. That's 866-935-4309, or text Newsmax to 65532. That's Newsmax to 65532.